The Cowboys, possibly using analytics, possibly using AI. They are hot on the trail, reportedly, of one Cooper Kupp, Super Bowl 56 MVP. Hey, if you can't win a Super Bowl, go sign somebody who has won one. Maybe that's the new approach. But Cooper Kupp, and when you look at the depth chart, that would make sense. They've got CeeDee Lamb, and after CeeDee Lamb, they don't have anybody. And that was the critique that we had of the Cowboys pass-catching core the past couple of years. After CeeDee Lamb, who is there? Brandon Cooks, free agent. He likely won't be back, especially if they would get Cooper Kupp. And that's been the real question with pegging Cooper Kupp's value, Michael. Where does he fit on the depth chart? One of the big reasons he got cut by the Rams, they saw him as a number 3. They'll pay their number 2 $20 million plus per year. They're doing it for Devontae Adams. They're not paying their number 3 $20 million a year. So the teams out there, if you see him as number 3, you're not paying him. If you see him as number 2, you'll pay him. The Seahawks reportedly also interested. They need a number 2 behind Jackson Smith and Jigba. The Cowboys need a number 2. You look around the league, you can see where the teams are that could use a number 2. Those become the teams that would potentially pay Cooper Kupp the money that he was supposed to make with the Rams. And I think he's going to come out of this with a good contract if that kind of interest is there as a number 2. As a number 3, you're maybe DeAndre Hopkins at $5 million on a one-year deal because he's clearly number 3 in Baltimore. If you're number 2, you're in a position to make a lot more.
You know, it's the big question, and it just turns out, Mike, I don't know if you ever get caught up in these, going down these rabbit holes, or you just kind of get stuck watching something. So it so happened yesterday, I don't know, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock Eastern time, NFL Network is showing classic Super Bowls. And so they have the Bengals-Rams Super Bowl where Cooper Kupp just takes it over. And I was there, I was watching, you were there, I watched the game, but I just watched it again. I knew what was going to happen, but I had forgotten some stuff. Like I forgot right before the end of the half, Rams up 13-10. Hey, Matthew Stafford telling Van Jefferson, go deep. I'm like, oh, they're about to go up 20-10. It was an interception. And so it was still 13-10. And so I'd forgotten some things. And one of the things I forgot was just how dominant Cooper Kupp was when they knew. The Bengals knew he was getting the ball, and they couldn't do anything about it. I mean, they needed to pick up a 4th down. They did a jet sweep to Cooper Kupp. They needed to pick up it was a tough reception. He gets it, takes the punishment. Just amazing. So the question, the Rams have already answered the question for themselves. The question for everybody else is, what's the difference between Cooper Kupp 2021, just talent-wise, 2021 Cooper Kupp, Super Bowl winning catch right there, versus what we expect in 2025? And I think it's significant. He doesn't look, he's not the same player. And what's the irony is that if the Cowboys get him, that will mean the Cowboys, who are generally cheap, have paid top dollar at the wrong time for a guy who's 32 years old and declining. So if they get Cooper Kupp, who makes sense for their roster, maybe not necessarily for their cap, he makes sense for their roster probably as a number 2 or number 3. But if you're going to get him, that means you're going to out-muscle, put some financial muscle on other teams and get this guy away, which is not really Cowboys-like.
Unless the pitch is, do you want to come to a place where you'll never win a Super Bowl? You never know.
It's like, yeah, I've already won one, so I've already won one. So
Cooper Kupp.
Do I want to come to a place where I can never win another one? Okay.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp had a spectacular and historic season in 2021. 145 catches, 1,947 receiving yards. He was threatening the all-time catch record and the all-time receiving yardage record single season. And yes, there would have been an asterisk because it was the first year of 17 games. He also led the league with 16 touchdown receptions. Since then, the problem has been injury. The pro Cooper Kupp point is if he had played in every game of every season for the last 3 years, he still would have had 1,000 receiving yards. But he didn't. That's the other side of it. You've got to be available. You got to be healthy. He has missed in 3 years, Michael, 18 games. He's missed more than a season in the last 3 due to injury. And I know that sometimes it's just bad luck and stuff happens. But when you're going to commit money to a guy moving forward and you've had 3 years of stuff happens, shame on you if you don't assume stuff is going to happen again. That's the challenge. And it could just be that Jerry thinks he can go get Cooper Kupp cheap. Wouldn't you like to come play for the Dallas Cowboys, Cooper Kupp? Well, you get that star on your helmet, and you get to go out there and catch football passes from Dak Prescott and get to play in our big old stadium. And, who cares about winning the Super Bowl? And, money isn't all that. We don't have state income tax. And if you become a football player with Dallas Cowboys, maybe you can get yourself into broadcasting one of these days. I mean, I could see him throwing an arm around Cooper Kupp and trying to get him to take less than another team might pay, because that's what they try to do with their own guys. They try to use playing for the Cowboys as some sort of tangible value unrelated to how much is in your weekly game check.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work.
No, it never does. It never does with their guys, but it doesn't stop him from trying.
Yeah, it's a nice try. It would work if he's got a limited market, and we'll find out just how, what the market is. And when the Rams gave him permission to seek a trade, or they're trying to find a trade and they couldn't find anybody, that could be because of the contract, or it could be, hey, there's not an interest in this player who's gone from a number one receiver. Even if you call him a number one slot receiver, he was still number one. He was a number one option. You lead the league in all those categories, you're a number one receiver. He was to a number 3. All right, what do you pay for that? And so I think he's going to have a lot of teams interested. He's going to have a handful. I guess a half dozen teams will be interested in Cooper Kupp. But only a couple of them will say, yeah, we're going to give you a pretty good deal. We'll have some incentives, and we'll make that contract look respectable when one of the insiders announces it and says, hey, Cooper Kupp signs for 2 years and $38 million. But then we'll find out it's like,
oh, you forgot something.
$16 million guaranteed.
You forgot something. Cooper Kupp signs with insert name of team for insert value. Deal negotiated by insert name of agents. You forgot that part. They never say negotiated by general manager of the team that signs him. They never say that. Deal negotiated by insert names of agents, and we're required contractually to do that because they're also our sources.
And look, I understand. I understand how the game is played. But I'm sitting there thinking, and we're in the business, Mike, so we know what's up. But if I'm not involved, if I'm not in sports media, I'm thinking, who gives a shit? I don't care.
Yes.
There it is. The first one. That's the first one.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, Manchester. But you don't care. I don't care why do I care what agent negotiated a deal? And so that's what's required to get the scoop to get it 39 seconds before you go down the street and give it to somebody else. I think that's crazy.
You know what's going to happen? I mean, Sims and I have been dropping S-bombs and F-bombs on this show forever. But Michael Holley, respected, distinguished member of the media, appearing on PFT Live, he comes in and he says who gives a shit, and it's going to go viral because Michael Holley did it. If the rest of us do it, it's no big deal because we do it all the time. But that's good. Welcome.
Check your
We've
email.
corrupted you.
The bosses will write you now. Listen, this has gone too far. We got a language restriction. We got a language restriction on PFT going forward.
And let me tell you, to the point we were just discussing, the bosses do pay attention, because I got an email from a very high-level executive this week asking me, why do these people grease the agents in every tweet they post? And we went back and forth, and it's like, oh, well, okay. So, but you're right. To somebody who doesn't live it like we do, it doesn't make sense. And they don't care. No football fan cares who represents any of these players. They just don't care. But it's free advertising for the agents. That's the thinking. The mindset is, I got this contract for this player, and if you hire me, I'll get it for you as well. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.